Once upon a flower-dusted morning, in the bustling city of Zootopia, two bakers found themselves on a collision course, though not with each other's pastries. Baker Aker, with his signature white apron and flour-dusted hands, ran a cozy bakery in Daniel Tiger's neighborhood. Gideon Gray, the reformed con artist and now a passionate baker, owned a charming little patisserie down the street. Their paths crossed one sunny day when Baker Aker's cinnamon rolls mysteriously vanished from his display window. He suspected a mischievous squirrel, but it turned out to be none other than Gideon Gray, who had a weakness for sweet treats. Instead of scolding him, Baker Aker chuckled and offered Gideon a fresh batch of rolls. And that's how their friendship began, with a stolen cinnamon roll and a shared love for all things doughy. Soon, they were swapping recipes, experimenting with exotic ingredients, and laughing over spilled flour. Their kitchens became a delightful chaos of sprinkles, frosting, and the aroma of freshly baked goods. They even invented a secret handshake involving a flour-covered high five. One day, while sipping chamomile tea, Baker Aker had an idea. "Gideon," he said, "why don't we combine our talents and create something magical? A baking show." Gideon's eyes sparkled. Baking with Aker and Gideon. Brilliant. And so, Baking with Aker and Gideon was born. Their show featured a quirky mix of Daniel Tiger's neighborhood charm and Zootopian flair. Each episode had a theme, and their chemistry was as delightful as a perfectly risen soufflé. For the bunny and tiger cuddling cake episode, they worked tirelessly. Baker Aker sculpted the bunny, its fluffy tail made of spun sugar, while Gideon Gray crafted the tiger, its stripes meticulously piped with chocolate ganache. The cake stood tall, a sugary testament to their friendship. As the cameras rolled, they bantered like old pals. Baker Aker shared baking tips in his gentle voice, while Gideon Gray cracked jokes that made the crew laugh. The bunny and tiger cake came to life, and the audience swooned. It was more than dessert. It was a symbol of unity, a bunny and a tiger, side by side. When the final sprinkle settled, Fabienne Growley and Peter Moosebridge, the esteemed news reporters, stepped onto the set. Their fur was impeccably groomed, and their microphones gleamed. "Fabienne," Peter said, adjusting his glasses, "what do you think of this cake?" Fabienne leaned in, her eyes wide. "Peter, it's a masterpiece. The bunny's whiskers are perfection, and the tiger's paw prints, divine." Peter cleared his throat. "Ladies and gentlemen, we're witnessing history. Baker Aker and Gideon Gray, the best baking duo in Zootopia." The studio erupted in applause. Baker Aker blushed, and Gideon Gray did a little victory dance. They hugged.